financial stress, and that's actually obviously a big topic of conversation in many countries around the world. Obviously, that discussion's come up a lot in Australia in recent times. Obviously, our politicians are getting hammered about cost of living relief, etc., and trying to find ways to help people out. Obviously, if you're not in a good financial situation, it can really weigh on you, I guess, in terms of trying to get through things day by day. And if you're in a really tight spot, it can be hard to plan and all that sort of stuff. And I guess, it could, like any type of stressor, that goes to your ability to, have, like, it's like a variation of having shelter, ensuring that you have shelter in place kind of thing, to keep you safe or whatever. Money is a function of the world, and you need to have it as a tool to use to interact with so many things that if like you can see how that kind of stress might actually impact people's health, and just mentally it would be very taxing on them.
Yeah, well, look, I don't want to downplay the stress, but it has been said by an American president in the Depression, when of times not being tough and money scarce. And I sometimes wonder, life is tough, and my whole life, I think financially, I can't think of a time when, in the modern world at least, there hasn't been the idea of financial pressure. And that can, when times are good, the financial pressure is you have to find a side hustle, you're not doing enough, you should be making more money. And when, things are not so good economically, it's all doom and gloom, we're under financial pressure, look at inflation, I'm paying more for stuff. So I think, for most of us, unlike those who are independently wealthy, it's actually glass half empty most of the time financially, irrespective of whether you're on, a very, fine line, or maybe you've got a bit more margin. But it's the mental pressure I'm talking about. And I think social media now has shown that it's starting to exert additional pressure on people, either by making them feel like they're not making enough money, like they should be making more money, or times are tough and that they should be dissatisfied with what they've got or concerned about their future. The reality is that we should always be concerned about our future, and as you've pointed out, money's a big part of that in the modern world. But like so many things, health, we have to take care of, but should we all be afraid of so many things that social media keeps telling us? To me, that's a bit of the point. But if you are in financial stress, it will impact your health. And so it's something that we have to think about very broadly and carefully, but we shouldn't be, I think, misled in thinking that things are worse than they are.
Mm. And I guess one other thing I wanted to mention was, this is why, you'd almost want there to be more financial literacy, like in our education as well, because there isn't like a lot. Well, there's almost nothing really done. When I don't know if you remember ever being having a course in it at any point, and it's just interesting that's not part of the conversation.
Oh, look, I agree with you totally, Ben. But this is what I mean. 3 years ago, on the socials, buy crypto, use pay later cards or pay later schemes. Now you could be saddled with a whole lot of debt out of that, and you're being told to be really worried about it, which you probably already are. But what the help you're going to get online to be told that you're being worried about it isn't going to be helpful. So but the real effects are, it does affect people's health very seriously. I'm just suggesting that somehow we need to disconnect from a lot of the pressure that's being put on us through these media channels effectively, and start looking after ourselves by not succumbing to some of the financial advice we're getting that's unsolicited.
Yeah, absolutely.